Hi guys, welcome back to another quick card pull. This is being filmed on Monday, July 20th, 2026. Today we're pulling from the Wild Unknown Tarot cards. So you notice like I've been referring to this deck, you'll see with the Fool card, it did come out in this. The chick that I was talking about flying where universe is pushing you up. Something has changed your perspective. I feel like this is by financials. I feel like this is where Hope, Reiki Healer Hope. Oh my gosh, Jet. I know she has a couple different names, I guess, like backup accounts. But I feel like with the eyes, especially, it's like sight. So this is something they've literally shown you. So, like with myself, like financials, it's like, okay, pay increments of it. So it's not so crippling at certain times in the month when, you know what I mean? When it's that time in the month where it's like house insurance, rent or mortgage, like everything is coming out and it's like shit, like, it's a lot. So it's like just because, and again, I am very thankful for my aunt for teaching me that, where she's just like, take care of all of your, your bills, and then whatever is left over, you know, you can buy yourself treats, you can indulge, you know what I mean? And in that time, being the age that I was, but I've passed that on to my kids. So being open to receiving information from, they may not stay permanently in your life for a season and a reason, but you know what I mean? It's just like, you know what I mean? Take the positives out of the situation and carry that forward, and I feel like where Anastasia and Reiki Healer Hope, where like lessons have been learned. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, sometimes the lessons have, come in a hard way. But nevertheless, you know what I mean? Like you were open to learning. Like literally before pulling cards, my right ear was ringing. So I was just like, I'm open to receiving your message. So I feel like for some of us, like there's this cycle of calmness. Like, like I was like, oh, literally black swan. So this could be like ugly duckling kind of energy, like standing out. But I feel like Father of Cups is where it's just like, allow us to fill your cup. Don't forget to fill your cup. Even if you're doing small things, like, I got up before my alarm today and I'm like, that's fine because my poor doggy, he's trying to jump on the couch, but he's not able to because the floor, we usually have an area rug in the living room, but because of the projects going on, things had to be moved. So it just makes it easier. So it's like work smarter, not harder, and he can't get up. So I was just like, that was one of the things I took care of this morning for him so he can, get back to his best life. Because it's a lot, you know what I mean? We think it's stress on us, it's stress on our fur babies as well, They're, living their best life, and all of a sudden this big disruption comes in, but at least he knows with us he's safe. Like, nothing's going to happen. It's like, yeah, don't worry, you're good. Everybody's, kind of getting back to normal. We know it's, you know, I feel like this is just like filling your own cup, doing things for yourself. So finally, you know, doing my hair, like, and I was trimming it as I was going along. Every section that I was putting out, I could see that it needed a good trim. So I went ahead and trimmed it. And you know what I mean? It's just like little things that calm your spirit, that brings you back to center, that brings you back to yourself. You know what I mean? Whatever that is to you, whatever makes you swoon, whatever that makes you happy. Because, everyone always thinks, because that's what we're taught, that, there's someone there that's supposed to fill our cup, but never did we know that, whoever you resonate with, Yahweh, Yeshua, Divine Creator, Gaia, Mother Earth, but ourselves, because we're taught, oh, that's being vain. Oh, that's your ego. Oh, you're so full of yourself. And it's like, no, because they don't want you to pour into your cup, because they want you to pour it into theirs. Whatever you're giving to yourself, they want it for themselves. We're showing the Ten of Wands, and this is what I was talking about, because it's like, it can feel like this, that you're going through like the forest. But remember when we were talking about the Enchanted Forest? Right now, I have limited access to certain tarot cards because of what's going on. But once that, you know, is done, I'll be able to pull from the Enchanted Forest. And we usually get the White Heart, so maybe bucks are very significant, or deer. You know what I mean? With us, we have like six or eight. I just feel like it's like a positive confirmation when you see deers. Like I was saying, like we usually have six that are in the back because of all this construction, not only going on across with the development, but also with our area having construction going on. It's just, kind of scattered them further, probably into the trailer park and everything like that up the road from us. But it's just like, I feel like positive confirmations from spirit. We're lucky enough to catch them on our security cameras and stuff like that, where it's so, they look like freaking kangaroos, but just came out of the woods to take a pee. I was like, what the hell? But it was funny. But you know what I mean? It's just nice to see. You know what I mean? Like, I love deer. And it's just like, I feel like that's what it's saying. Like, sometimes it looks like our, this is representative of the 10 of Wands. So it feels like, sometimes there's a lot going on. It feels very heavy, but the thing is, like, we're going through, it's like they're showing like 3 wands, maybe even if that, where it's just like, you're not taking on anything else. And that is the big thing. Do not take anything else on right now. Allow yourself to rest. Allow yourself to rejuvenate. I know you're getting ideas and plans, but you don't want it to be to the point where you are knocked so hard on your behind that the time that you're supposed to be enjoying life, you're recovering. You know what I mean? So it's just like, make sure you're listening to your body. That's why they're saying, be mindful of pouring into your cup. Be mindful. Allow universe to pour into your cup. Like they said, you're going to be showering it. This does definitely look like rain, It's just like, and you're enjoying it. It's like singing in the rain. Or Robin in the Rain, that's a significant song. They're singing that as well. You know what I mean? It's just like certain things. It's just saying like rain is significant to you. It's soothing. Who doesn't love like the cool breeze coming through the window and you can hear the rain outside, and it's just a calm day, and God bless, you're able to just lay in bed and just let you know what I mean? Just sleep in that comfort. But it's a beautiful, natural, I guess you would say, white noise, quote unquote, or meditation sound. Judgment. So if you have time, and don't overwhelm yourself, Aya Wisdom has a video for today and tomorrow where they're talking about the significant leveling up. I said no offense, but when that purge happened with the pre-retrograde energies and Pluto, that was, more than enough. You know what I mean? It's just like, ugh. And like, even my dream was like, think tarot card death, major change and transformation. So as much as it sucks, so I keep getting this dove, releasing a dove. Like today, if you watch the cards, it was release, and it's like giving you peace, because we hang on to it. It's actually that they're winning because it's disturbing us still. Their action still is having consequences on us that we didn't ask for, that we didn't ask for this situation. This is just, you know what I mean? That's why they say rebuke thee. Go get on with yourself. This is calling to your attention. So like I said, my ear was ringing, so calling it to attention. We're bringing in messages. So it's like, okay, I'm open to receiving. So vivid dreams, or where you're that half awake, half asleep, and you're like, like myself, have pen and paper ready to go. It looks horrible when I write it. I try my very best to write it properly so I can make out what the heck it is, but not always successful. That leads to the sun. So there may be worrisome energies that are kind of knocking, and it's like, yeah, obviously if it's disturbing your peace, or it's disturbing your mind, it's disturbing your soul, it's like universe is saying you're going to be successful. You may not have the answers in front of you right now, so doves again, peace again. It may, you may have to do some recalibrating, because they were showing me that, like, hey, like, look what you're doing here. So if we get rid of that, you'll be just fine. And I'm like, you know what? That's not a bad plan. And actually will bring a lot more peace to, to the situation. So sometimes the answers don't look like they're before us, but they actually are. It's just, we're kind of like Judgment card. You just got to be open to receiving. You got to be open to a different perspective. Father of Pentacles, concentrating on financial endeavors, but also concentrating on where you're spending your money. This is also your energy. Be mindful who has access to your energy. Be mindful of where you are utilizing your energy. 444 on the timer. So we keep getting like surrounding around the home. You know what I mean? So maybe you're like, even myself, I was like, oh, there's a project I should get ready to do. You know what I mean? That I should prepare for. I don't believe they have that there, but we'll take care of it. You know what I mean? It's just like, something on my back of my mind. I'm like, that's something we should, easy peasy lemon squeezy before it gets worse. You know what I mean? It's just like, it could either be, easy, or it could be a real freaking monster to take care of. So I'm like, let's just take care of it so it doesn't, have to be all that tedious like it was last time. But bringing to your attention again, deers again, pentacle, you know what I mean? Grounding energies, things that ground you. So like I was saying, as that 10 of Wands, it's with the wild, not the wild unknown, my apologies. The Enchanted Forest cards, it's like, let the white heart guide you through this. Maybe it feels like you don't know where you're heading to. And it's just like, that's okay. A lot of us don't. As much as a lot of people, oh, I know exactly. That's nice. Good for you. I'm glad you haven't figured it out. You know what I mean? But some of us, we figure it out, but it's like we want something different. We want, grander plans, grander achievements. You know what I mean? It's not even so much achievements. It's just like, changing the world for the better, because there's so many things that are pulling it down. Mother of Swords. So they keep on telling us, so like ears ringing, channel messages 444, where it's just like, this is messages coming through, truth. You know what I mean? And it's just like being patient as the truth comes in. So we did get the High Priestess as well. So you may find that more information, maybe pertaining to past situations, is what I'm feeling. Mercury retrograde is delivery of messages and bringing things back, people, places, things. So we just went through, speaking of this major purge. So you may find you may receive something in the mail regarding this. You may receive some sort of social media. So, Facebook Messenger. I don't feel so much email. Maybe email because you have them blocked, maybe. But some sort of, this day and age kind of receiving messages. This could be from Spirit. I feel like Spirit will actually bring the truth in. So even though they come forward with their BS, you will also be able, you know what I mean? Because Spirit's going to be like, you know what I mean? It's just like, you know who your spirit team is. You know who's by your side. And it's just like, no matter what kind of nonsense they come at with you, you know the truth, You don't need to engage in it. Because you're all about, remember how we were saying monarch butterflies may be significant last week? So here's another monarch. Two of Pentacles. This is all about being sure-footed. So sure-footed like a deer, right? If you read any spiritual book, that's what they talk about, that they always make you sure-footed as a deer. Even in situations you're not sure, they try to, brush you off, but you've got that, inner core strength where you're able to balance on one foot. You know what I mean? Because they've tried to push you off before. It's kind of like when you play, they're showing like Gladiator or that, what was that other one called where they do that gym or whatever, but it's like against an opponent. It's red against blue, and it's not in that way. But you know what I mean? When you play, if you've ever watched Gladiators from the 80s, it's just like trying to push you off the edge so they win. And that's the thing. They're not going to be able to. You know what I mean? Oh, you're happy? Oh, you're doing well? Okay, now we're going to come in and mess up with that. We're going to come and mess with your peace. That's why they're saying, watch who you let into your energies with the King of Pentacles. It's not always about financial endeavors, even though they're showing door to value. You know what I mean? It's like riches, but it's also, or is it door to value? I think it is. But it's just like things that you hold are important to you. Do not let them to come in to rock your foundation. You're not that easily accessible anymore. People have a problem with that. Like they see you pouring into your own cup. Oh, how dare you? That's energy I could have utilized. Energy vampires, leeches. Mother of Wands. So we were just talking, door to value. She's hanging on to her clutch because it's important to her. This is following your intuition, holding close to what matters to you. You know what I mean? She's keeping them warm. She's keeping them safe. You try to attack her, she will bite you. Venom is what they're saying. You know what I mean? So it's just like, people think that, just because you're spiritual, that you're an easy mark. And it's like, kind of like the Emperor, where he is wearing his crimson robe, but it's just like he's got his armor showing there as well. And it's like, you know what I mean? Don't mess around. F around and find out. So Temperance, this is where you have evolved. So this is positive confirmation. We keep getting Temperance. Evolving, where it's just like strength has evolved, that gained their wings. So remember how Spirit was like, this is your time to fly. We're going to keep pushing you up even though you feel like you're descending. Because sometimes it could feel like that. 333 on the timer. I know with the one, I haven't found it yet, but it was talking about how that's your ancestors. So ringing in the ears again, trying to come in with messages. So this is where they're showing to balance, very potently balance your emotions, you know what I mean, and stay grounded. That leads to the sun, like, so with myself, I know, retrograde and is happening as well as Pluto, and you're able to keep yourself grounded during this time, because usually it can give you anxiety. So this is where I was saying, like, sound healer Cody, he has an anxiety video, really does help. I played it in the morning, I played it in the evening, just to keep myself, you don't have to play it that much, whatever resonates with you, but just like, take a couple, and again, self-love, pouring into your own cup, allowing the universe to spoil you. Thank you for spoiling me. I am open to you spoiling me. You know what I mean? And it's just like keeping yourself grounded in those energies, saying like, you know what? I am safe. Everything is good. Nothing to worry about. We just listen to these sounds, close off your mind, and let just like everything realign. Keeping yourself in balance, kind of like Two of Pentacles. Instead of them trying to knock you off on your foot, they can't because you're more sure-footed. Two of Wands. So this is where it's, again, when you see the number 11 throughout your day, this is universe supporting you. You're looking at your future. Do not future trip. Even if, keeping it into just today. Like with myself, I was, how it is when you're the person that I just feel like, always be open to signs and symbols and messages, especially if you know, live beyond this life. It's just like, what I mean? Gentle reminders that spirit has your back, that, they're with you, especially during difficult times. It's nice to get those angel numbers and those messages from spirit. Like, hey, we know it's crappy, but we're here with you and you will get through it. We are, this has already been written. We've already figured it out for you. You're already successful. You got the sun card. But it is a nice gentle reminder, especially when energies are heavy, that they're with you. So another reminder of that Queen of Sword energy, that, information is coming into you. So like from now all the way till, this will be like August of a new moon. I believe there's a solar or something there. Where is my queen? So just a gentle reminder that and again, you take what resonates, but also it's like, be kind to yourself. Do you need this information? Is this information relevant? Is this something that will make you happier or sadder? Because you know what I mean? Like, not all information is good for information. You know what I mean? It's just like, do you really need to go through another cycle where you have to feel your way through it and, yardy, yardy, yardy. You know what I mean? It's just like, sometimes it's just like, enough is enough already. This is the Gosling I was talking about. So it's like getting prepared to step off the branch because it dares to fly. It dares to see what was outside of, the realm of just being in this nest grounded. So maybe you went through this time of solitude and it's like now you're ready to rejoin the world, I guess, in a lot of ways. And I feel like this is where the universe is like, yeah, go ahead, go out, have an adventure. That's what life is about, having adventures. And don't worry, try things. Like, maybe things have settled down and they're like, yeah, for a brief moment, but they're going to get busy again and then they're going to settle down again. You know what I mean? It's like this kind of back and forth kind of energy. But that's why they're saying take care of yourself while you can. Rejuvenate your energy, rejuvenate yourself, pour into your own cup, fly. Definitely take those adventures. But, also remember to, take care of yourself. But the biggest thing, like they're saying, like the wild heart, we will guide you through the unknown. Wheel of Fortune. So this is highlighting right now this waxing crescent, cycle. This is a major message with the owl that things are in fact moving forward. You have the sun underneath, or like portal energy, 888 portals coming up. But you know what I mean? Like in the best way possible. I love like how making a nest with it. I feel like safety, security. So again, with that Fool card, like we're worried about, taking a chance, and it's like, will I be successful? It's like it's never a failure if you try. As long as you're trying in life, that's all that matters. So I feel like this what Eye of Wisdom and Energy 79.79 is talking about is this leveling up, because they said today and tomorrow. I feel like if you've gone through that purge, I feel like it won't be as potent or as in your face, but like I said, ringing of the ear, I feel like getting more downloads, getting more channel messages. You know what I mean? I feel like maybe when you're doing a reading for someone, it's just like sometimes some of that resonates is for you. So, you know what I mean? It's cathartic when you do readings for people because you learn new things, or it's just like the messages that come through, you know what I mean? It's nice. I know for someone that I read for that her loved ones always come in. I feel like the biggest thing is as long as you're open to evolving and changing, educating yourself, to be the best version of you possible. Like, you know what I mean? No harm to none, including yourself. That's all that matters. But that's what I'm saying. Like, watch who you're giving your energy so freely to, but also watch who's bringing you information in. Like, like Spirit had mentioned, like someone owes an apology. You know what I mean? But it's just like you knew what you were doing in the moment. You know what I mean? But like they said, let go, because it's like that's going to eat you up. That's why I'm saying it's just like I don't need this being brought into my life. You know what I mean? It's a little too late for sorries and all that kind of shit. You know what I mean? Like it's happened. Like there was no sorries this whole time. So it's just like, you know, it is what it is. But, make peace with it and move on for yourself. It has nothing to do with them. If anything, it's for yourself. You're leveling up. You don't have time for any of this garbage. So you keep on trusting and believing in yourself. So I hope you enjoyed this quick card pull. May the universe bless you good. Have a blessed week.